The honorable examiners of this thesis seminar, in this special occasion, I'm Ganesha Frida Wijaya, a Master of Management student, Faculty of Economics, Universitas Negeri Jakarta, would like to say thank you for the examiners who have given me an opportunity to present my thesis with title Analysis of Financial Distress in Secondary Consumer Goods Sector Companies in Indonesia Before and During COVID-19. In this thesis seminar consists of 5 chapters. First chapter is introduction, second chapter is literature review, third chapter is research methodology, fourth chapter is results and discussion, and the last chapter is closing. This thesis is supervised by Dr. Gatot Nazir Ahmad, MSc, and Dr. Umi Widyastuti, SAMA. So this is the introduction of the thesis. Capital structure decision is one of the most significant decisions a company faces. The level of debt can increase the risk of bankruptcy due to an increase in the ratio of debt to equity. So the creditors will provide higher interest rates even though shareholders will get higher profits. It is cited by Modigliani and Miller, 1958, trade-off theory. When a company faces financial problems, the alignment of directors with shareholders' interest can cause both parties to take riskier actions in an attempt to turn things around. The actions taken may also be in the best interest of shareholders who do not think about the company if it becomes bankrupt, and it will not be the best decision for other parties. It is cited from Patterson 2016 agency theory. Bankruptcy usually begins with economic failure, namely a condition where there is a decrease in a company profitability to minus, or total revenue is smaller than the company's total expenses. Cited from Samsudin et al. 2018, related to profitability. Based on the type of insolvency bankruptcy, technical bankruptcy occurs when a company cannot fulfill its debt as they fall due or is a symptom of cash flow or lack of liquidity. Set from Altman et al. 2019, related to liquidity and operating cash flow. According to Altman et al. 2019, default, which refers to borrowers who violate agreements with creditors, or technical failures, occur when companies violate provisions other than scheduled payments, or related to leverage. Corporate governance with a high level of compliance will increase the firm value, which may lead to maximizing shareholder returns and can reduce conflict of interest between managers and shareholders. Cited from Yusuf and Al-Haji 2012, related to corporate governance. The majority owner controls the company so that other parties cannot control the company. So that the concentration ownership often ignores the principles of good corporate governance cited from Taufik et al. 2020, related to ownership concentration. Institutional ownership influences how companies use their assets so that the possibility of financial distress can be reduced, set from Gilgit et al. 2022, related to institutional ownership. The board of directors has a fiduciary duty to shareholders and a responsibility to provide strategic direction and monitoring, cited from Garcia Meca and Sanchez Balesta 2010. Related to independent director, executive compensation can reduce agency costs because it is considered an efficient solution to agency problems because it aligns the interests of managers with the interests of shareholders. Cited from Verhasel 2017, related to executive compensation. The large-scale social restriction implemented in Indonesia have limited company operations and community mobility in all sectors. Indonesia's financial condition is currently experiencing a decline starting in 2020, which is indicated due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Based on the announcement page on Indonesia Stock Exchange website, there are 13 companies in the secondary consumer goods sector that are included in the potential listed company delisting during 2019 to 2022. So the research questions are, is there any effect of profitability, liquidity, cash flow from operations, leverage, corporate governance, including ownership concentration, institutional ownership, independent director, and executive compensation to financial distress before and during COVID-19. The research purposes are knowing effect of profitability, liquidity, cash flow from operations, leverage, corporate governance, including ownership concentration, institutional ownership, independent director, and executive compensation to financial distress before and during COVID-19. The benefit of research divided into theoretical use and practical use. For theoretical use, adds to empirical research evidence and can be used as a reference for further research on financial distress. And for practical use, it provides input for companies regarding financial distress and determines the effect of profitability, liquidity, operating cash flow, leverage, corporate governance, executive compensation before and during COVID-19. Here is the literature review. Literature review or trade-off theory, the assumptions put forward by Modigliani and Miller, 1958, describe how a company can take advantage of taxation to regulate its profitability and the optimal level of debt for the company. And the agency theory put forward by Jensen and Macklin, 1976, shows how conflicts that exist on the one hand between managers and owners, on the other hand between owners or managers and creditors, can affect corporate financing decisions. Bankruptcy, according to Higgins et al. 2022, is a legal condition where an entity receives court protection from its creditors, and bankruptcy can also result in liquidation or reorganization. And financial distress can be defined as a situation in which a company experiences poor financial conditions such as low liquidity, inability to pay debts, restriction on dividend distribution policies, increased cost of capital, reduced access to external funding sources, and credit ratings. Cited from Agostini 2018. Financial ratios used to see what is visible from accounting reports regarding the financial condition and operating results of the company. Cited from Smart et al. 2017. Profitability, a group of ratios showing the combined effect of liquidity, asset management, and debt on operating result. Cited from Brigham and Houston 2019. Liquidity, the company's ability to collect cash in the short term in order to fulfill its obligation. Cited from Subramaniam 2014. Operating cash flow refers to the cash flow generated from day-to-day production and sales activities of a company. Cited from Ross et al. 2022 and Smart et al. 2017. Leverage ratio, or sometimes also called the solvency ratio, is seen from the company's financial structure, from the amount of debt used to support the company's research and operations. Cited from Smart et al. 2017. Corporate governance is regulators, investors, and shareholders because it covers different economic aspects. Cited from Greget and Aguili 2020. Ownership concentration is concentrated shareholding effect, the operation and management of firms, and can reduce agency costs within firms. Cited from Jensen and Macklin 1976 and Laporta et al. 2000. Institutional ownership is the percentage of equity shares owned by financial institution and government companies. Cited from Jonas et al. 2021. Independent director is entrusted with a supervisory responsibility and being the guardian of the corporate governance to ensure optimum accountability. Cited from Banu 2020. Executive compensation can be categorized in various forms. Cited from Verhelst 2017, namely cash compensation, salaries and bonuses, equity-based compensation, limited shares and stock options, compensation in the form of debt or other deferred income and other benefits. Size of the company is that can be classified in various ways, including revenue size, total assets, and total equity. Cited from Brigham and Houston 2019. Tangibility asset, according to Franklin et al. 2019, assets are considered intangible assets when these assets are economic resources that have a physical form, can be seen and touched. Survival analysis models intended to identify in survival times are grouped under the term duration model. Cited from Cox 1972, Rao et al. 2000. Survival analysis is used to analyze data where the time until the event occurs with the response variable, namely the time until the event, and is often called failure time, survival time, or event time. Data from Harrell 2015. According to Storrs and Dimitro 2021, the survival analysis model aims to study the duration of phenomena that occur in various fields of human activity such as social, economic, and political life. Initially, this method was used in demographic research, human life duration, medical research or recovery time, the technical research or failure time of machines and equipment. Survival analysis methods are increasingly being used to study the duration of socioeconomic phenomena, including financial problems. So this is the concept for framework. Start from the independent variable, profitability, liquidity, cash flow from operations, leverage, corporate governance, that including ownership concentration, institutional ownership, independent director, and then the last independent variable is executive compensation that divided into before COVID and during COVID-19. And we have also two dependent variable, financial distress before COVID and during COVID-19. And we have comparison of financial distress before and during COVID-19. And we have also control variable, size of firm, and tangibility assets that divide into before COVID-19 and during COVID-19. And also have effect on dependent variable financial distress before COVID-19 and during COVID-19. The first hypothesis is profitability had a negative effect on financial distress before COVID. The second hypothesis is profitability has a negative effect on financial distress during COVID. And the third hypothesis is liquidity had effect on financial distress before COVID-19. And the fourth hypothesis is liquidity effect in financial distress during COVID-19. And the fifth hypothesis is operating cash flow had a negative effect on financial distress before COVID. And the sixth hypothesis is operating cash flow has a negative effect during COVID-19. And seventh hypothesis is leverage had a positive effect on financial distress before COVID-19. And the eighth hypothesis is leverage has positive effect on financial distress during COVID-19. The ninth hypothesis is ownership concentration had a negative effect on financial distress before COVID-19. The 10th hypothesis is ownership concentration has a negative effect on financial distress during COVID. 11th hypothesis is institutional ownership had a positive effect on financial distress before COVID. The 12th hypothesis is institutional ownership has a positive effect on financial distress during COVID. 13th hypothesis is independent director had a negative effect on financial distress before COVID. 14th hypothesis is independent director had a negative effect on financial distress during COVID-19. 15th hypothesis is executive compensation had a negative effect on financial distress before COVID-19. And the last hypothesis, 16th hypothesis, is executive compensation has a negative effect on financial distress during COVID-19. So here is the research methodology. Unit of analysis is secondary data. The population is secondary consumer goods sector companies listed on the Indonesia Stock Exchange or IDX and whose financial reports have been published in the 2015 and 2021 range. The sample is registered and active on the Indonesia Stock Exchange during the study period 2015 and 2021. The company must submit the report its audited financial statements for the 2015 and 2021 period on the Indonesian Stock Exchange website or their respective websites is company. So these are the research variable. For dependent variable is financial distress using dummy. And then the independent variables are profitability using return on asset, liquidity using current ratio, cash flow from operation using cash flow from operation, leverage using debt to equity ratio, ownership concentration using the highest shareholder divided to total share capital, institutional ownership using institutional shareholders divided to total share capital, independent director using independent director divided to total director, and executive compensation using logarithm natural of compensation. And then there are two control variables. Those are size of firm using logarithm natural of total asset, and then tangibility assets using net fixed asset divided to total assets. The analysis techniques. Data processing techniques are carried out with the help of Microsoft Office 365 software and RStudio applications. Survival analysis using Cox Professional Hazard Regression Model, Cox Professional Hazard Assumption Test. Hypothesis testing using simultaneous test or likelihood ratio test and partial test or WOW test. So these are the results and discussion. So these are the descriptive analysis of profitability, liquidity, operating cash flow, leverage, ownership concentration, and institutional ownership. The observation before COVID is 305 and during COVID is 122 observation. And these are descriptive analysis for independent director, executive compensation, firm size, tangibility asset, and financial distress. This is the classification test before COVID-19 had an accuracy of classification of financial distress of 95.74%. There are 5 samples that should be classified as samples with condition of not experiencing financial distress, and there are 8 samples that should be classified as samples with condition of financial distress. Meanwhile, during COVID-19, the accuracy of the financial distress classification is 86.89% according to the table. During COVID-19, there were 10 samples that should be classified as samples with condition of not experiencing financial distress, and there were 6 samples that should be classified as samples with condition of financial distress. Based on the table, the likelihood ratio value for before COVID-19 is 57.49 with a significance level of 0.00, and during COVID-19 is 20.61 with a significance level of 0.02. Both have a significance level of 0.05 or 5%, so that it can be interpreted that at least there is one significant independent variable, or the overall model is said to be able to contribute to the possibility of a company experiencing financial distress. So these are the Cox proportional hazard regression and hypothesis testing. For profitability before COVID is accepted, during COVID is accepted also. The liquidity before COVID is accepted, but during COVID is rejected. Operating cash flow before COVID is accepted, but during COVID is rejected. The leverage before COVID is rejected, and during COVID is accepted. And the ownership concentration before COVID is accepted, but during COVID is rejected. Institutional ownership before and during COVID are rejected. Independent director before and during COVID are rejected also. And the executive compensation before and during COVID are rejected. Even so, the contravariable of firm size and tangibility asset has influence to financial distress before COVID on firm size and during and before COVID on tangibility asset. Effect of profitability on financial distress. High profitability means that the company generates profits from its resource, indicates how well management succeeds in overcoming the interests of agents and shareholders, which ultimately results in good profitability or vice versa. The higher profitability, the higher company's profit, the smaller the company experiences the possibility of financial distress. In accordance with research conducted by previous researchers, which stated that profitability has a negative effect on financial distress. This occurred in both research periods, namely before and during COVID-19, thus indicating that in an uncertain global economic situation, good profitability will keep companies from experiencing financial distress and vice versa. Effect of liquidity on financial distress. Liquidity had a negative effect on financial distress before COVID-19, but liquidity had no effect on financial distress during COVID-19. How well the company is paying its current debt using current assets, companies that are in a condition capable of paying off short-term obligations in a timely manner can be said to be liquid companies. The greater the company's liquidity before COVID-19, the higher the company's ability to meet short-term obligations or pay off debts at maturity, and the less likely the company is to experience financial distress. In accordance with research which stated that liquidity has a negative effect on financial distress. Meanwhile, during COVID-19, most companies delayed paying their obligations, so there was no liquidity effect, with the company experiencing financial distress. Effect of operating cash flow on financial distress. Operating cash flow had a negative effect on financial distress before COVID-19, while operating cash flow had no effect on financial distress during COVID-19. It can be seen how well the company is paying its current debt using the company's operating cash flow. The greater the cash generated from the company's operating cash flow, the less likely the company will experience financial distress. In accordance with several studies which state that operating cash flow has a negative effect on financial distress. Operating cash flow did not affect financial distress during COVID-19 due to the large number of companies experiencing abnormal operations during COVID-19 due to the implementation of PSBB, so that the company's cash flow was erratic. Effect of leverage on financial distress. Leverage had no effect on financial distress before COVID-19. However, leverage had a positive effect on financial distress during COVID-19. It can be seen how much the company's funding source come from debt and capital. This can indicate that the companies must think about funding from debt for the next several periods so that the credit risk, namely default in the future, can be reduced. The higher company's leverage, the higher the possibility of the company experiencing financial distress, according to the results of research during COVID-19. In accordance with research that has been conducted by several researchers, which states that leverage has a positive effect on financial distress. However, leverage has no effect on financial distress during COVID-19. This can be indicate that the company use other funding options that do not only come from debt, so that the level of possibility of a company experiencing financial distress is not affected by the level of leverage that the company has. Effect of institutional ownership on financial distress. Institutional ownership had no effect on financial distress before and during COVID-19. Institutional ownership below 5% has no power or influence over the company's operations or finances. In addition, institutions outside the company act passively because they have to carry out the functions of shareholders and creditors, thereby reducing the effectiveness of their supervision in various circumstances, both in the event of financial difficulties or in good circumstances. This is inconsistent with the results of research that has been conducted by several researchers who has results states that the institutional shareholders have a positive effect on financial distress. The influence of independent directors on financial distress. Independent directors had no effect on financial distress before and during COVID-19. There were 39% of the samples without independent directors before COVID-19 and 75% of the samples without independent directors during COVID-19. Thus, in a state of financial difficulty or in a good condition, the company is not monitored by an independent director. This could indicate that directors other than independent directors can also perform the same duties. This is not in accordance with the results of research, which states that there is a negative effect on independent directors on financial distress. The effect of executive compensation on financial distress. Executive compensation has no effect on financial distress before and during COVID-19. Executive compensation tends to be the same from year to year depending on the number of directors or commissioners. It can also be seen that the executive compensation provided by the company is on average fixed, not referring to the company's performance. Even in a loss situation, executive compensation is still given the same amount, so it does not affect the possibility of the company experiencing financial distress. This is not in accordance with the results of research, which states that executive compensation has a negative effect on financial distress. The survival curves before COVID-19 show that the longer the period, the smaller the chance for a company to experience financial distress. The company's chance of survival decreased in the fourth year by 14% and the fifth year by 26% before COVID-19. The average survival of the subject studied was towards the 5th year before COVID-19. Thus, the company's chance of surviving more than 5 years before COVID-19 were less than equal to 0.5. The survival curves during COVID-19 show that the longer the period, the smaller the chance for a company to experience financial distress. The company's chance of survival decreased during COVID-19 in the second year of the observation period by 42%. So, the possibility of the company surviving during COVID-19 is lower compared to before COVID-19. The range of probabilities of companies experiencing financial distress during COVID-19 is wider than during COVID-19. So, the chance of experiencing financial distress are more varied during COVID-19. The average survival of the subject is the second year during COVID-19. Thus, the company's chance of surviving more than 2 years during COVID-19 were less than equal to 0.5. So here comes to the closing. Leverage has a positive effect on financial distress during COVID-19. The higher company's leverage, the higher possibility of the companies experiencing financial distress. Ownership concentration had a positive effect on financial distress before COVID-19. The greater the concentration of ownership, the less likely the company will experience financial distress. Ownership concentration has no effect on financial distress during COVID-19. Institutional ownership had no effect on financial distress before and during COVID-19. Independent directors had no effect on financial distress before and during COVID-19. And executive compensation has no effect on financial distress before and during COVID-19. And the conclusion of control variable or company size had a negative effect on financial distress before COVID-19. The larger the size of the company, the more likely the company will experience financial distress. Company size has no effect on financial distress during COVID-19. Tangibility assets have a positive effect on financial distress before and during COVID-19. The greater the tangibility assets, the more likely the company will experience financial distress. Here are the suggestions. For further research, you can use RStudio to research similar things with the survival analysis method or with other methods, because RStudio already has a guidebook with various research models. Research on financial distress can be developed with other independent variables and use survival analysis as method to add insight to the literature or for further research. Using other sector companies that are more diverse and have longer time frame so that the survival curve is longer, so that the interpretation also better and the data is not too extreme. So this is the last slide of my presentation. Thank you for your time and the opportunity.